welcome everyone to this workshop. We call it a Mindfulness-based Emotional Intelligence workshop. Let's start. So how many of you have heard about the words mindfulness? Please raise your hand. I saw so many of my students in my class. Please raise your hand. I'm really happy to see you here, my chemistry class student, because I did mention it in the chemistry class, and I invite you to come because this is a very rare opportunity to share about mindfulness-based emotional intelligence. Later I will tell you a little bit about my background. As a chemistry teacher, I'm a scientist, I'm a chemist, but why a chemist come to talk to you on emotional intelligence? How many of you have heard about the words emotional intelligence? Please raise your hand. Only 3, 4. How about others? Have never heard about emotional intelligence? Are you serious? Then this is a big failure as a student. Because this is such a popular word, isn't it? People talking about IQ, intelligent quotient. Now, for the past 20 or 30 years, we are talking about also emotional intelligence. Coming to study in the university is not only about the academic result, but also you learn how to communicate with others, how to manage your emotion. Okay? So the ability to manage your emotion, to manage yourself, and use it and share it with others, this is what we call emotional intelligence. No problem, because I believe you know, but you just feel too shy to raise your hand. This is totally different when you go to overseas. When you ask a question, everybody is rushing to answer. But here, when I ask a question, so this is something that we have to consider, but this is not the time for that. So we better start our workshop. We call it Mindfulness-based Emotional Intelligence training. Okay, let's see. How many of you feel like this? After study for the long day, rushing from one lecture to the other lectures. These are for hardworking students. And for those who come here, I believe you are a hardworking student because you take the initiative to learn something new. I am always hesitate to run workshop for students. You know, this workshop that I'm going to present to you today is very similar to the workshop I gave it to Intel staff last month. When I went to Intel, those are not forced to come. Like I believe today you are not forced to come unless you want to collect whatever point. But they came, about 200 of them working at Intel, come to attend the workshop. And they have to pay a lot of money. And today you don't need to pay anything, you know. This is the attitude we call it. So no problem, let's share with you. And I'm really glad to see so many new faces here. Let's see. Many of you feel like this after work. If you are a hardworking student, if you are not so hardworking, maybe it's the opposite. When you come to USN, you are like very thin, very slim. After that, you then have so many good food. Makan tidur. Jadi macam fat cat. I hope you are not the opposite. So what we really like to emphasize, or one of the great challenges as a student or as someone working in office is what? Distraction. Do you agree? Nowadays there are so many distractions. Facebook addiction. Sometimes you play with your mobile phone every day. You cannot just really stay quiet. When you open your book, there are many things come to your mind. And these are all distractions. So the new so-called movement, we call it the focus. If you are able to focus better than the other, you do much better than the other. Now, we are not talking about time management. We are talking about attention management. Everybody have equal time, 24 hours per day. But how can some other can get a lot of things done in a short period of time, and yet you spend like whole hour still reading the 2 sentences in your chemistry book? Okay, this is what we call how to actually train our attention to be more focused. This is a new challenge that we want to train our kids, from young, and also those working in a big company and so on. So this book, Focus, is written by the same author, Daniel Goleman, who wrote the book Emotional Intelligence about 20 years ago. Okay, so this is a new book from him. So what we really like to learn today is how to be more focused, more attentive to what we want to do. For example, you want to study or whatever you want to do. You need to actually pay full attention, then you can get more from that. So stress, as we mentioned, if the stress is too low, this is it's like a bell-shaped chart. If the stress is too low, you feel very calm, but it's very bored. When you have nothing to do, a long holiday, you feel every day watching Korean drama or whatever, and you feel very bored because there's no motivation to work, because you feel stress-free. So stress when it's too low is not good. Stress when it's too high is also not good. You cannot handle it. It leads to fatigue. You feel very tired every day. You feel exhausted, and also you might have a mental health issue. Cannot sleep. It's true. I met many good students, including my own student, final year student. After his final exam, very last exam in USM, he came to see me. When I look at him, I said, "Why you look so pale?" The whole, we call it pucat. What's wrong with you? He said, since about 2 or 3 months ago, I knew that I'm going to sit for final exam. I felt so stressed. Every day I cannot sleep. When I think he lived at the complex, whatever, I cannot remember, the student accommodation opposite, what do you call? SD, he said, sometime in the midnight, I heard my friends, my neighbors scream. I'm not sure how true is it. When I sit in my room, my room, I saw that everything is white and grey. I feel very down, and I truly felt that I want to jump down. So serious, very, very serious. This is not like I make up a story. I'm not sure whether you're aware or not. In last year, there are like 4 to 5 students committed suicide in USM alone. Are you aware of it? You might not know. I heard there is student from pharmacy, although this is not something I'm very proud of, that means it shows that students are so stressed. And from the newspaper, from Facebook, I believe you are also aware of it. But every week or every month, there is student or someone committed suicide. Jump down from the UMNO building. Maybe you are a first year student, you might not know. But this is a case. In KL, Utah University, these are not new. These are the everything that is happening. So that means it shows that, and the fact is, those who committed suicide, they are good students. So-called they score very well in the exam. Some feel really stressed if they didn't get 10 A's or them committed suicide. This is a very sad story as teachers and educators. What we really want to share with the student is not only the academic performance or how to score in the exam, but how to manage the stress is also something really important. And this is why we are here today, to learn about attention management, how to be more focused, and how to manage our stress and emotion. Do you like to learn it? I believe so. That's why you are here. So, stress, the best thing is optimum. We Chinese say ngam ngam. It's too high, it's not good. Too low is not good. We want to be optimum, so that we have a driving force to push us to do something. At the same time, you are not so feeling so bored. Okay. So when you are too stressed, this is a work environment. People want to crash computer, or now you want to throw your book after your exam or after your final year. I am free. I can imagine that. I have gone through all this. I have studied for university, master degree, PhD degree, and I could imagine how stressful you are. Sometimes, after many years that you have graduated from the university, some people still experience nightmare. Woke up in the middle of the night thinking that I'm going to sit for math exams. You see, I could imagine how stressed how stressful you are sometimes. So what we want to truly learn is from that condition to become like this. You can manage it very well. You can manage your stress very well. You can perform. At the time, it's like, we call it like a flow. Okay? This is what we want to share with you today. So what I want to emphasize here, well-being, how to manage your stress, how to manage your attention, is a skill. When we talk about a skill, what does it mean by a skill? Learning how to ride a bicycle is a skill. Okay, nobody born that he can just jump up on the bicycle and can ride on the bicycle. Learn how to play a piano, a violin, these are called a skill. Even learn how to drive a car is a skill. I still remember before I got my license, even after I got my license, when I sit at the so-called passenger seat at the back, and I imagine myself driving a car. I say, how scary is it? The car passing me by so fast, and I manage to drive a car? But for the first 2 days, if you got a driving license, maybe for the first few weeks, you still feel very nervous. Sometimes you just stop in the middle of the road because you are still not very skillful in how to drive a car. But after many years, now you can just close your eyes and drive your car. Of course, you are not trying to, but most of us is like act as an autopilot already. It's nothing difficult for you. So this means we have learned a new skill. If you do not have your skill to manage your stress and regulate your attention, you will be someone like that. Find it very difficult. But when you have learned a new technique, a new skill, and you can manage it very well, this is the reason why we want to share with you mindfulness-based emotional intelligence. It's a technique. It's not something about very theoretical. It's something very practical. This is what we are going to share. So, if you are untrained in managing your thoughts, your emotions or stress, you will be like someone like this. Because emotion is like a horse, a wild horse, running here. You can, beyond your control, you cannot control it. Then you will fall down from the horse. Okay? But after some time, when you go to learn this equestrian skill, technique, then you will be able to control it or manage it. We don't want to use the word control. You become more skillful. Then you can do different style. Okay? But what we really want to learn is the mastery. Okay? We want to mastery of our own attention. We want to do it. We call it calm your mind on demand. How many people when go for exam or before the exam already feel really stressed? Cannot sleep. This is what we call it. You cannot manage your emotion. What we really want to is, anytime we want to do it, we want to stand in front and speak to others, you can do so. This is the confidence that we want to really learn, the mastery of that. Try to imagine two students. One is a first class student. One might not score very well, maybe 3.0. Then the B class or lower class student can speak very well in an interview. Very confident because he organized a lot of activities. He can speak to others, talk to others. And A student every day just read the book and also look not very smart. Who is going to hire? You say, of course I will hire, if I'm the boss, I will hire this student who didn't perform very well in the exam. But definitely I will choose this one. So this is what we want to learn. Beyond your so-called academic work. So when we talk about this, the ability to manage your attention, the ability to manage your emotion and thoughts, these are what we call it emotional intelligence. In a simple way, these are the so-called definition for it. You can read from it, but basically it means we are able to understand, monitor, aware of our thoughts, emotions, what we call feelings and emotion, and able to discriminate among them. We know, now I'm feeling sad. Now this is fear, and how I manage it. And when you can do it, then we also extend it to social skill. When you talk to others people, how influential you are. These are what we call emotional intelligence. A simple definition. Can you follow? This is a definition given by so-called the modern fathers of emotional intelligence, Salovey and Mayer in 1990. This is a new term in 1990. That means about how many years old? More than 20 years or close to 30 years. This is a new concept raised up by the two psychologists. So when we're talking about emotional intelligence, this book is written by Daniel Goleman. Okay, Daniel Goleman, and what we have mentioned just now. So emotional intelligence can be classified into 5 domains. The first one, we call it self-awareness. How well that you know what is happening now. For example, you are sitting here, your body is here, but you might thought of other things. Did you aware of that? Aware of thoughts, aware of your emotions, and so on. This is what we call self-awareness. The second of emotional intelligence competency is what we call self-regulation. How you regulate, how you manage your stress, how you manage your emotion. Okay, of course there are techniques to do it. Then the third one is what we call motivation. You always feel very motivated, or you feel very positive in life. You don't feel like, I'm very bored. The research showed last month, Malaysian teenagers are amongst the top in the world, feeling boring most of the time. This is a statistic I read. That is very worrying. That means you have nothing better to do. You just sit, just play with your computer. This is something very negative, I would say. We have to really change it. The third one is empathy. How well you understand others' people feeling. And the last one is what we call social skill. For example, how to talk to others, listen to others. This is what we call social skill. Sometimes we call it leadership skill. How you can manage a team. These are the team. You might have homework that you have to do in a group, and some student or some of your friends are very lazy. They didn't want to do anything. But could you manage it? Could you speak to him so that you can convey your message to him and ask him to do some work? This is what we call leadership skill that also we can learn in doing so-called in your study. So this is what? This is a magazine called Fast Company magazine. It's a very popular business magazine. It features what? The Inside Google Insanely Popular Emotional Intelligence course. It's called Search Inside Yourself. So someone in Google, he is a pioneer engineer in Google. His name is Jack Tan. And we know the importance of emotional intelligence. And he was thinking how to train emotional intelligence. We need to have a techniques that we can practice and improve. If not, it's just a concept. It doesn't bring any good. Or we know that we want to have good emotional management. We want to have attention management. But the big question is how to do it. Do we have a method to do it? So he was thinking very seriously. He is someone from Singapore, a pioneer engineer in Google. So this is him, Jack Tan. His name is Jack Tan. He's the most famous guy in Google. His official title in Google is called the Jolly Good Fellows of Google. You can go and Google about him. Okay. So as you can see, this is me. This is a book, Search Inside Yourself. It's called a Mindfulness-Based Emotional Intelligence course. You can get the book. This is a program that teach in Google. It was developed at Google, teach to Google engineer, and now we share it with the world. If you want to attend this workshop, 2-day workshop, it costs you 1,500 USD. So I am fortunate enough to receive a personal scholarship from Jack Tan. This is a picture taken at Google. Mountain View, not Google KL Central, is at the US, Silicon Valley. This is the Google Visitor Centers. So as you can see, as I said, if you didn't come, I purposely invite my students to come. If not, you will miss a golden opportunity. You have to pay a lot if you want to learn. So I hope that's why I invite you to come in front, not sit at the back. Absorb as much as possible what you can learn. Because this is something that we would like to share with you, and it proved to be very useful for students, for those who work in the working environment and so on. So this is the training I went this year. So I was not able to give my lectures in September because I have to fly to San Francisco for the training. And I need to fly again in December. So I have to cancel my class. Someone has to replace me to attend the last training. This training takes about 1 year. Okay, it's a stretch inside of self-teacher training. So, as you can see, most of them are Westerners. They are only 5 Asian. Okay, and I'm the only Malaysian and Chinese in that class. The methods or the answer that Jack Ming Tan found, he said, how to develop emotional intelligence. Okay, then we come across his mind, mindfulness. Mindfulness, what is mindfulness? Right. You might have heard about this word, but you don't know what is that. If you go to the West, the US, the UK, it's very, very popular, very popular now. When I travel on the plane, I met someone, Westerner, they have heard about it. When I told them, I went for mindfulness training. Wow, mindfulness is really good. Because now, in UK especially, they start to teach mindfulness in school. There is a mindfulness school project in UK under Oxford and Cambridge University. And they start to teach mindfulness in the university. Monash University is aiming to be the first university of the world to so-called introduce mindfulness approach to the university student. You can also practice mindfulness in Westminster, the Parliament of the UK, and also the capital in US. I will show you some evidence later, but we want to understand what is mindfulness. Therefore, it's really important to create awareness among us in the university about how we can apply mindfulness at our work. Like your work is to study. Okay? So these are the organizations that embrace mindful leadership training. It's not surprising. Facebook, that you definitely know. Other company, I'm not sure whether you are familiar with it or not. But like in Harvard University, they start to teach mindfulness in the business school as an MBA program. Okay? And some, even you can take a master's degree and PhD degree in mindfulness-based cognitive therapy at Oxford University. So this is how popular it is now. These are the parliaments, British parliaments, aiming to bring the benefits of mindfulness into public policy. I mean school, hospital, and so on. Then these are, you can even practice mindfulness when you take British Airways from London to San Francisco. Okay, this is how serious the British are in terms of promoting mindfulness as a national-wide approach to improve the well-being. Okay, so these are the mindfulness study to track 7,000 teenagers in the mindfulness practice. This is a project under Oxford University and UCL. This is the largest research they are going to carry out. Okay? This is in US, as I said, the congressman of US, Tim Ryan, he has written a book on a mindful nation, how a simple practice can help to reduce stress and recapture the American spirit. Of course, here we want to recapture the One Malaysia spirit. Okay. And what is mindfulness after talking so much? Do you have any ideas? Anyone to share your view on mindfulness? Yes? Any volunteer? Someone try to, when you heard the word mindfulness, what comes into your mind? Yes. Just say it out there. No need to stand there. Just use our mind at the maximum level. So mindful. Okay? Okay, very good answer. Anyone have other answers? Yes? How about you? Use emotional intelligence to control our emotion. This is emotional intelligence. Okay? What is mindfulness that comes into your mind when you heard about this word? How? Of course, this is a new term actually. In the past 10 years, if you check the Oxford Dictionary, you couldn't find this word. You can only find be mindful. When we talk about be mindful, what does it mean? We want to get off the train or the bus, so there will be a sign, be mindful of your step. Isn't it? What does it mean, be mindful? Be careful? Can I say that? Be more attentive? Yeah, so it's very close to that. But let's see what is mindfulness. Later we will have some games, and then you will know better what is mindfulness. Okay? So this is the so-called official definition of mindfulness. Let's read it for you. The awareness that arises from the paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally. Wow! After you have heard it, do you understand anything? No. Okay? The awareness that arises at the present moment from paying attention on purpose. What does it mean by paying attention on purpose? What is on purpose? On purpose means with intention. You intended to do it. It means you pay attention on purpose to what is happening to you right now at the present moment. For example, you are sitting here. Where is your attention? Where is your mind? If you can answer this, you notice that your mind wanders to whatever little what food they are providing us. This you're able to catch it. This is what we mean. You pay attention, know what is happening in your thoughts in this sense. Okay. Then we pay with we call it in the present moment, right now, and non-judgmentally. We do not try to. We look at it in a very objective way. We call it. I know for many of us, after listen to this description, you might not understand it very well. Therefore, we have designed games for you. So please find a partner. Everyone find a partner to form one pair. Yes, if you don't have a partner, please raise your hand. How was the game? No answer. Fun? How many people feel that it was fun? Please raise your hand. So we need to have some fun. If not, just come and listen. It's very boring. But did you learn something? Let's see. Let's go back to the definition. The awareness that arises from paying attention on purpose. Did you pay attention on purpose just now? Because you want to be with your friends with the game. You pay attention on purpose. Then, in the present moment, did your mind wanders something else? Think about something in the past, thought about something in the future. Did you do that? Did you able to do that? No, because you want to pay attention, you want to play the game, is it? Then the last thing we call it non-judgmentally. Sometimes we make a mistake and we start again. This is a simple definition. We call it, look at it objectively. So now, are you able to understand mindfulness better? This is what we call awareness that arises from paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally. So this is what we call emotional regulation. Emotional regulation. The same thing when you want to study and you are able to catch your attention when somewhere else, you bring it back again. Later I will explain to you. That is a beautiful term using to describe this activity. Okay? So now I hope at least everybody has some idea what is called mindfulness. Everyone has mindfulness. If not, you are not able to come here. You need to know where you want to go. You need to know what to eat. But our mindfulness is what we call momentary. Okay? Sometimes you have, sometimes long time you don't have, and you bring it back again. So the opposite of mindfulness, we call it absent-mindedness. Okay? Do you know what is absent-mindedness? Your body is here, but your mind is not there. Your mind is absent. So this is the opposite of mindfulness. And sometimes the opposite of mindfulness also is kelang kabut. Kelang kabut, sometimes you are very rushed and you do not know, you lost your mind, so-called. So when you are able to think about the opposite of kelang kabut, means you do things very gracefully. We call it very attentively. This is something that we can train. So this is what we want to share with you. So mindfulness, in summary, can be said in 3 words. Okay? The first one is intention. This is what we call on purpose. You must do it with intention. You need to have the interest to do it. Second, pay attention. You need to pay attention to what is happening right now in you. Okay? And the third one, we call it attitude. We do it with right attitude. Okay? For example, when you cannot sleep or when you are very worried about the exam, what can you do? Okay, you today have learned, of course you have just learned a little bit, but you can apply it. How to be more attentive and how to observe, recall your emotion and stress. This is what we teach in the mindfulness workshop. So I will share with you more if you have more time. Okay, if you are very interested and you think that the workshop is good, maybe speak to Noel. We can organize a level 2 workshop. In fact, my workshop is 2 days. No problem. Let's see. Mindfulness are very similar to self-awareness. Do you agree? Do you need to have self-awareness just now? You need to know exactly what is happening just now, so that you can respond to your friends. Sometimes your mind wanders, and sometimes you are very slow because now you are still not very skillful in it. When you play for some time, then it's very simple. Okay? Therefore, it's a skill. How to pay attention is a skill. So we can say that mindfulness is very similar to self-awareness. And what you still remember, just now we come across the definition for emotional intelligence. There are 5 domains. What is the first domain? Self-awareness. You see? So, self-awareness is a foundation for emotional intelligence. If you don't have self-awareness, you are not able to manage your emotion, then there's no way you can develop emotional intelligence. Okay? So self-awareness is the basics and foundation for developing emotional intelligence. And mindfulness is very similar to self-awareness. It's not exactly the same. Therefore, Chapman Tan, he has found the answer. He said if mindfulness can be trained, is trainable, then emotional intelligence is also trainable. He has found this important link between mindfulness and emotional intelligence. So, what is the purpose of having a high self-awareness or high degree of self-awareness? It's for a better clarity about oneself. Just look at the screen there. One is what? High resolution, HD picture. One is low resolution. Okay, when you're low resolution, you see things not very clearly, very blurred. So if you do not know yourself very well, means you do not know what is actually happening. Sometimes, like you try to study, but your awareness is not there. Your mind feels like very gray or very blurred. So mindfulness is able to increase the clarity in oneself. So, and the tools that we use in establishing the mindfulness or self-awareness is what we call attention. Do you agree? When you have using a camera, you want to capture something, this is a lens, so that you can take pictures. But for developing mindfulness or emotional intelligence, the tools that we use is attention. Therefore, we call it, this is the attention management. How you, manage your attention, how you regulate your attention. So basically, this is no different from physical workout. If you want to build your muscle, you need to go to the gym and you need to lift the weight. If you want to train your mind, you need to practice mindfulness. Very simple. It's a practice that you have to do it again and again. Then it can build your inner strength. The research has found that not only what we call inner strength, but it can also bring impact in your brain. This is a new term, we call it neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity. Okay? When for someone, for example, I just today had no time to share, for someone who suffers from depression, for example, the scientist has found that there is a certain part of the brain which is responsible for memory. This part of the brain is called hippocampus. Okay? They are what we call the cortical size, or the size of the hippocampus for those who suffer from severe depression for an extended period of time is smaller. And one of the very popular research done in London for London taxi drivers, because in London, there are many streets in London. So, but this taxi driver, last time may not have GPS, they need to be able to navigate all the streets. For example, I tell you, I want to go to this, they are able to bring you there. They mean they have a very strong, this is like what we call human GPS in his mind. To be able to get the license as a cabbie, we call taxi drivers in London, it takes about 3 years, because this is something that they need to learn to remember the road, the street name in London and bring you there. So basically, people will take about 3 years and they need to sit for exam. Then a group of scientists has done a research on these taxi drivers. And control group means they didn't do anything, they are not taxi driver, and the taxi driver who have been sitting for and passed the exam. So the neuroscientist has found that for the taxi drivers who pass the exam, they have a bigger hippocampus, because this is how every day they use their brain to navigate and to memorize the street. Doesn't mean that you have a bigger hippocampus, you are more smart or intelligent, but this shows that how we apply and use our mind does bring an effect to the physical brain. This is a new science, we call it neuroplasticity. Okay, neuroplasticity. And with the invention of fMRI machine, functional magnetic resonance machine, you are able to scan and see your brain. This could only happen 10 years ago because this machine instrument was available 10 years ago. So this is a very what we call new and frontier science finding. Okay, just to share a little bit with you. So what we do, that means when you train yourself in mindfulness, you are able to also to train your brain. There is a part of the brain called ACC, anterior cingulate cortex. Okay, so when you do more, the research has found that for someone who practice mindfulness over 8-week period, they has measured there is a difference in the cortical thickness in the ACC. So this is how effective is it. So what we basically do is attention training. Okay, what does it mean by attention? Please, everyone, pay attention to my palm. Do you know what does it mean by paying attention? Yes, direct your mind to a certain direction. Okay, you have a very vivid and clear what we call possessions of the mind. This is the first thing that we do. Ask you to pay attention to something like just now is okay. Okay. Second, what we want to train is what we call meta attention. What is meta attention? Meta attention is the attention of attention. What is attention of attention? That means you are able to catch your attention. Where does your attention go? You sit here, you want to study, but your mind has wandered, think about something else. You are able to catch it immediately and bring it back. This is what we call attention of attention. So we need to train in this ability in order to pay attention, isn't it? So this later I will share with you some very simple and practical techniques, and you can do it at home. Let's see. So let's come to do some training, isn't it? Let's do something. Talking is not very useful. So the first thing I would like to share with you is what we call body awareness. Let me ask you a question. Do you know that you have a body? Oh, very funny. This is Dr. Yo. Ask what sort of question? Let me ask you again. Do you know that you have a body? Maybe I should ask, do you aware that you have a body? Do you feel that you have a body? How do you know that you have a body? Let's see. How do you know that you have a body? Yes? Just answer. How do you know that you have a body? Because you can touch it. If you don't touch, do you know that you have a body? Yes? How do you know that you have a body? Yes. Because you can see it. If you don't see it, do you know that you have a body? Please, everyone close your eyes. Please, I would like to invite everyone to close your eyes. Ask yourself a question. How do I know that I have a body right now? Don't answer. 1 second. How do I know that I have a body? Okay, let's open your eyes. Can I have your answer? Yes. You? Yeah. Because you know that you can breathe. This is a very good answer, isn't it? Yes, let's other answer. How do you know that you have a body? Because you move your body. If you don't move, do you know that you have a body? You do not know. Let me share with you this body awareness exercise. Very, very important exercise. If you understand it, you are able to bring your mind back on demand. Let's do it together. So everyone, please sit like where you are sitting now. Keep your back upright. Okay? Close your eyes if you like. If you don't like, you can open your eyes, doesn't matter. Listen to my instruction. Place your feet in front of you, flat in front of you, body sitting upright. Now I would like to invite everyone to feel the touching sensation of your feet on the floor. Feel the weight of your feet, your sole, tapak kaki, atas lantai. You feel that you're aware that the touching sensation of your shoe or the sock that you are wearing with your feet or with your sole. bring your awareness to feel that you are sitting on the chair. Your butt come into contact with the chair. Feel the weight of your body on the chair. Feel your body weight on the chair. Or we can say, feel the gravity force. Slowly move your attention to aware of your upper body. To aware of the contact, the touching sensations of the clothing that you are wearing with the skin. Aware of the part of the body which is exposed to the air. Feel the coldness in this room. And feel the temperatures of your own body. Feel the warmness. Pay attention to your breathing, natural breathing. Just ask yourself, how do I know that I'm breathing? Aware of the air passing through your nostril, the coldness of your breath, and aware of the temperatures of your breath, out breath or in breath, cooling sensations or warmness. Bring your attention to feel your facial muscle. Your lips are touching each other. If you are closing your eyes lips are touching each other. Feel the temperatures on your ears. Feel the sensations on your forehead. And aware the whole body is sitting on the chair. Aware of the whole sitting posture. Can feel the different touching sensations of the body. Your feet is touching the floor. Your hand maybe is touching each other or on your thigh. Aware of your both leg. And aware of the sound. Okay, may I invite you to open your eyes now? Okay, good, doing very well. Let me ask you another question. Now, do you feel your body better? Are you able to feel your body better? Yes or no? Eh? Compared to before that. How do you know that you have a body? Because by paying attention to your body. If you don't pay attention to your body, it's like not there because you don't feel it. When you pay attention to it on purpose, you feel your body. When you do it, your mind is in the attentive mode. Our mind is able to do two major things. One is thinking. One is to pay attention. They are two different things. You can pay attention to your thinking. And you can think about to pay attention. There are two different things. Okay? So what we train right now is how to pay attention. If you are able to do it right now, just now, if you feel more calm, how many of you feel that your mind is more settled? Please raise your hand. I hope you are sincere and you just to raise your hand to show. But many of you will feel that. And these are the things that most of the time you don't do. Because most of the time, either you are daydreaming, think about many other things, or you're always trying to find things to do. But you have never thought of you can actually train yourself by paying attention using your body. When we train it, when we do it in this way, you are building up your muscle to pay attention so that you can call your attention on demand and you can calm your mind on demand. For example, I'm standing here, I can feel my soul touching the floor. I can feel my whole body standing here. So, by doing so, you are actually more so-called stable, more focused. So, by doing this, I have shared with you an important technique how you can be more focused. Do you agree? So when, for example, when we go to a lectures like right now, okay, and most of the time we find it difficult to pay attention to the lecturers. Again, especially the lecturers is very boring, or the lecture is very boring. But how to make sure that you become more attentive is to feel your body on the chair. Do you agree? But now you are aware that you are sitting here, and that's how you can redirect your attention. This is how so-called scientific is. We can train it. We can be trained to do it. This is what we call, we are using the attention as a tool to pay attention. This is the first thing. Just now what we have done is what we call the body awareness. It's very simple. You can do it at any time, anywhere. I will share with you more. So the very simple thing that you can do is to remember, we call feeling. Please pay attention here, especially for those who come late. Now everyone, sit where you are. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the sensation of your feet on the floor. Can you feel that? Where is your attention right now? It's on the feet, isn't it? So wherever we direct our attention, this is how our minds go. So because our body always follows us wherever we go. If your body don't follow you, that is a different story. I don't want to say, you know. Our body always follows us wherever we go. Whether you are sitting, you are standing like me right now, or even when you are walking. Okay? If you want to bring your mind back to the present moment, to train your mind in this ability to calm your mind or call your mind on demand, what the simplest thing that you can do, which I found out, is to feel your sensation of a feet on the floor. Right? You can do it now. You see, your mind immediately come back from Pasar Malam, from maybe London or Paris, back to here. So this is how we can train. We call it as a technique and a skill. You can do it when you are sitting, you can do it when you are standing. Okay, so let's continue. So just now, maybe I have no time already. Still have time, Just now we are talking about our tools, our attention is like a camera lens. What a camera do? Camera will, if your camera can only capture small thing, then it's what we call a zoom in, isn't it? So you want to see a scenery from the far, what you can do, what you should do is to zoom out, isn't it? So we also need to train our attention in two ways. If you can only zoom in, it's not good. If you can only zoom out, it's also not good. So what you need to learn is actually to adjust the focus, we call it. And this is what we call refocus. So now I'm going to teach you. Just now is big one, zoom out one. Now I'm going to teach you how to zoom in. Okay? Let's see. This is what we call breath awareness. Listen, pay attention here. Now I would like to ask you to pay attention to your breath. Everyone, close or open your eyes, doesn't matter. Feel your breath for one single breath. In breath and out breath. Okay, are you able to do so? You are able to follow, isn't it? Feel your breath. Is it very simple? Is it very difficult? No, very simple. Do you agree that it's not too difficult to pay attention to your breath? Yes, now let's continue. Pay attention to your breath for one single minute. My assistant will have to count the time. Let's do it. Please pay attention here. Okay? May I invite you to close your eyes? You feel comfortable. When you listen to the bell, you start to bring attention to your breath. But before that, let me guide you through. Feel your feet on the floor, like what we said just now. Feel your body sitting here right now. Relax. You can take a three deep breath. In, out. In, out. In, out. Then go back to natural breathing. When you hear the bell, please gently feel your breath. Okay, gently open your eyes. Did you able to do that? Feel your breath for one single minute. I saw some people feeling not very comfortable. Start to play something, move something. Just one single minute is something not so difficult, isn't it? So if you are able to pay attention to your breath for one single minute, how do you feel right now? You feel more focused. Can I say that? Simple, very simple. You feel more focused. Okay, let's continue. We have not much time, let me finish it. So, but what we do just now is we just sit there without moving. Pay attention to your breath. This is not very useful. Do you agree? Because we need to move around. We need to do work, especially in the office, or you need to move from one place to the other. So now, I would like to share with you a technique we call it dynamic stillness. You can move, yet you feel still. This is very interesting. Okay, let's continue with this. For those who come late, maybe you find it difficult to follow, but I would like to share with you. Now, every one of you, can I ask you to do it, to move your hand in this way. Two hands, Bring it up, put it down. Bring it up, put it down. When you do the movement, feel your movement. Feel your movement. Can you feel that your air is passing through, your hand is passing through the air? Can you feel the movement, the weight of your hand? Like Tai Chi, you know? Can you feel it? Do it now. You feel it. Are you able to feel it? Very simple. May I invite you to stand up mindfully? Stand up mindfully. When I say stand up mindfully, what does it mean? Just now, when you are sitting, now I want to stand up. I am fully aware that I'm standing up. My attention is following my body. Just like you're raising your hand. But how many of you do that? Most of the time, they are not so mindful. Now, at the standing posture, can I ask you to be mindful of a bodily sensation? No. No need to close your eyes. Can you feel your body? No need to answer. Just to feel your body. Your touching sensations of your clothes with your skin, your touching sensation of your shoulder, your bodily temperatures, even pay attention to sound. You are able to aware of the standing posture. Okay. So now, I give another instruction. Please be seated mindfully. Please be seated mindfully. Can you feel your body sitting down? Can you feel so? If you are able to do so, you are training your mind in the anterior cingulate cortex. Or there is another part of the brain called the insular. Insular means you can feel the internal mapping in the body. So when you are able to do so, you can become more focused. And this is something very, very simple. So I would like to continue with teaching you another method called dynamic stillness. So everyone, sit as where you are. Place your hand in front of you. Now you have a basic concept on mindful movement. So I'm going to ask you to do it. So put your hand flat in front of you. Two hands, because I have only one hand. Can you hear me? Yes. Use your hand in front of you. Later, if you like, you can close your eyes. First step, I'm going to ask you to go this through. Look at here first. Move your hand. Flip your hand. Okay? Flip your hand. Everyone, flip your hand. Aware of the movement. After that, raise your hand. Raise your hand. When you're raising your hand, can you feel the whole movement? Can you feel the movement? Yes. Okay. Then put your hand in this way. Can you feel your heartbeat, your touching sensation of your hand with your body? Then the next hand. Flip your next hand, left hand. Bring it in front of you. The whole process you are aware of the movement. Okay. Then in this way, feel your both hands on your body. Then we push it out. When we push out, you feel the movement. Okay? Open and put it down. And the whole process, you are very aware of doing all this. Although it looks a bit silly, but you are actually training your mind. It's like lifting weight at the gym. This is how we use this technique to train our brain, train our attention. I do it one more time. Okay? Flip your hand. Raise your hand and aware of the whole process. Okay? Raise another hand. Bring it up again. Okay? Push it out. Open it. Turn it. Put it down. The whole process, you are very aware of it. Can we do it together? Okay, I will lead you on this. Okay, please get ready. Everyone sit comfortably. Keep your back upright. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your body sitting on the chair. Aware of your whole body sitting on the chair in this room. Feel the temperatures in this room. Feel the temperatures in your body. When you are ready, you can do the dynamic stillness practice at your own pace. You may start now. Please be mindful of your movement. If your mind wanders, you bring it back again. You may close your eyes if you like it and you feel that you can be more focused. This is not the time to look around. Just pay attention to what you need to do. Okay, you may stop now. Okay, finish the whole cycle. Everyone is doing very well. But what I really like you to learn, to know, is to extend it in your daily life. When you take a shower, can you do it mindfully? Yeah? When you do anything, when you go for a jogging, when you walk from one place to the other, you can do it mindfully. This is just that how you channel your attention. When you do it more often, you have built up a mental muscle so that you can so-called call your attention on demand. This is very, very useful if you really listen to me seriously. This is something really, very important. That's why in the West, now it's become so popular. I will show you more photos later. Okay, there's another practice called 3 minutes living space, but we have no time to go through it. But what you have learned so far, each and every single practice, body awareness, breath awareness, and the dynamic stillness, you can do it at any time. And it doesn't matter how long is it, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes also, it's going to be very helpful also. Right? Okay, let me finish it very soon. This one we will jump. So the 3 minutes living space practice is like this. First minute is full body awareness. Second minute, breath awareness. Third minute, you can do the dynamic stillness so that you become a 3 minutes practice. You combine them together. Okay? So I hope you can practice at least 3 minutes in a day. It's going to do a lot of good to you as well. Let's see. So I hope after this training, everyone feel more calm with a better clarity and happiness. So what I would like to invite you to do is to bring it, integrate it in your daily living. You can do mindful eating, mindful driving a car, mindful going to the toilet. These are the things that you can do as well. Okay? So you can also install apps called Mindfulness app. There are many apps which can help you to practice mindfulness. Okay? Let's continue. This is one of the last slides I would like to share with you. Really, very important message. This is a saying from the modern fathers of psychology. The faculties of voluntarily bringing back a wandering attention over and over again is the very root of judgment, character, and view. An education which should improve this faculty would be the education par excellence. I mean, the best education is to teach you how to train the attention in a simple way. When we train ourselves in this attention training, we become more aware of our judgment, our thoughts and emotion. Okay? So because today's workshop is just an introduction, So I hope that you learn something. So for a healthy body, we need to do physical exercise, drink pure water. So for a healthy mind, we promote mindful living. So bring mindfulness into every aspect of our life. Okay, a few more slides. So it's not mindful, it's not 2L, it's only 1L. Eh? So if you are mindful, your mind is full of things. If you are mindful, you are more calm and peaceful and more focused. So we have actually recently founded Malaysia Mindfulness Association to bring mindfulness to our whole, to the society. These are some past event photos to show you. These are the training, Noel is there with Pusat Transformasi Insan and Pusat Sejahtera for lecturers and staff. And we have also training for students. Last year or last 2 years, I cannot remember already. I only do it once a year. Okay. Then this is in USM Kelantan. Dental science student, about 100 of them also. Then we have training for school teachers and UTP. And we have training for Intel. This is the event at Intel. More than 200 people come. We also give training at IKIM, Institute of Kefahaman Islamic Malaysia. Also I went there and many other places. These are public talk we gave. Another public talk, this is the most recent one, 6,000 people come to Spice Arena on 20th of September. So by sharing with you this, I hand over the mic to Noel. Thank you so much for your attention.